Okay guys, I am back, and this is the start of my design team project for Shabbydabbydoodah, and normally I would bring it to you a little more in organized fashion, but this is going to be, I'm doing several, obviously several types of the same journal, but I'm making like it in a series. So the kits that I'm using are going to be her definitions that you saw me use the other day. And they come in a sheet. And then I'm using Birds of Spring, Chasing Rainbows, and the Chasing Rainbows ephemera kit. Then the, and then I think there's like three downloads maybe of the Chasing Rainbows. Or Birds of, oh wait, no. Okay, so Chasing Rainbows has the papers and ephemera. And then the Birds of Spring is one kit, which I believe that these are that kit. And then Trellis Birds. And so I will show you the papers, but I'm sorry I got a little ahead of myself because I had some time one evening and I just cut out all of the ephemera pieces. And again, I'm making like 3, I think. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, I have all this ephemera cut out, and if we don't use it all here, obviously I'll use it in other journals. Oh, I did cut out words. I was looking for those the other day. I did cut them out. So yeah, as you can see, I have a ton of little ephemeras to use. So we will be using a lot of it. And like I said, if not, we're gonna do, I plan probably for next week, I'm gonna be using a bunch of the extras. And I believe these are my extra printed papers, maybe. Not sure. Okay, so I believe that this is the Trellis Birds kit. And I've backed it all with Denise's Stained Papers kit. So, and I want to say there's 10 or 12 pages in each kit here. So, and I think I'll know here in just a second, because I can't honestly, no, you know, this is the Chasing Rainbows kit here. But you can find all of those over at Shabbydabbydoodahd's Etsy shop. Isn't that bird hilarious? I just, his little face is so cute. So I have, right? Nope. Okay, this is the Trellis Birds kit. Right? Yeah. Okay, yep. So, and this is just a second copy of that Trellis Birds. This, I didn't originally plan to make this many journals. But true to my nature, when I was trying to print, I got all messed up. And so, yeah, I should have 3 copies of this one. Yep. Okay, so now this one's the Chasing Rainbows. As you can see, I haven't even cut like the borders off a little bit here. No, I guess I'm not actually showing them. Okay, so again, these are backed with Denise's papers. Oh, and like I was saying a second ago, you can find all of these kits at Tina's shop. And maybe I'll remember to list the kits down below since I'm making it kind of confusing right now. Okay, there's that. All right, and so that's the exact same. So like, yeah, like I said, and I have, what I was using the other day is what I was saying with my printer. I got a little crazy and like it only printed like 4 or 5 of the pages. And so I just used what was printed out extra that wasn't a complete kit. I used those for, my collages the other day. So I have 3 of those. So we're just going to kind of play, because I have a couple of different ideas with it. And so then, yeah, like these are these pieces here are the ones that I printed extra that didn't have like a full set. So, yep, we're going to use those in the journals. And we may end up only making 1. I'm not sure. We'll just see how time goes and how time permits. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and stick the ephemera back into my little holding thing. And I thought these matched really well, so I'm going to, since there was 3 journals, I think I'll use those 3 pieces. And those came from Lori, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just stick all the ephemera back in there. And that way, I'll probably sort it out here in a little bit into like nice little stacks. Yeah, so, so I'm going to use those as part of the ephemera. All right, but so what we're going to do is I kind of promised this months ago, and I haven't actually delivered it yet. I picked up, we're going to make some of those. I don't know if you remember back in November, I made this cool little envelope pouch thing, and I think it will go stellar with these packs here. But the other envelopes, like I don't want them fabric covered like I did the last time. So what I'm going to do is these are the 9.5 by 11 catalog, oh my gosh, catalog envelopes. So what I'm going to do with them instead is I have some of these colors of Distress Oxide sprays. And this is the part that I promised before in January to get to. So I got some light blue, I got a green, and I have a gold. And you know what? Give me a second because I know I have the vintage photo, which I do want to use. And it might take me a minute to find it. So, yeah, I think, you know what, sorry guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and find that, because it will probably take me a few minutes. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, sorry about that. Yeah, it actually did take me quite a bit to find it, so I have no idea where it ended up, like how it ended up where it was at, but, alright, so here's what I do, is I get a little bit of water, and I kind of, you know, squish it around, and I'm going to check, because the kitty cats have been in and out of my craft room playing. So then I take just a little bit, and I think I'm going to do the Distress Oxide first, and I'm going to try a little bit different technique to really like blend the waters in. I'm going to take my little, this is just like a little spatula. It was a gift, and I believe she said she had gotten it at the dollar store. It's a little silicone thing. Okay. And I'm going to just take it and just pick up the color a little bit. And I'll show you what it looks like on the back in just a second. See? Okay. Pick this up. And it's not, in my opinion, right now, it's not quite wet enough. Like as far as picking up color. Yeah, and I think I might end up having to tea stain some of this. Okay. And maybe I'm going to try it a little bit different here because I'm not liking it. Okay. We're just going to go direct. Just see what we get. Yeah, I'm not really liking that. See how those splotches? Well, see how this, I like the second one, but I don't like the first one, how it's really deep on the white. I think if it were coffee stained first, then I would like it a little bit more. That's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not really liking that, so that's all right. I mean, we'll still use it somewhere, just not for this project. That's not quite what I had in mind for colors, anyways. But that's if I can kind of squeegee it off. Okay. we're just going to keep playing and see if we end up liking what we come up with. Even though it's not quite what we like right now, it may end up coming out the way we like it. I don't know. That, I think, is what's one of the main keys about playing with the stuff that you have. Don't be afraid of it. And any spatula, I think, would work on this. I don't think you absolutely have to have the silicone one. Or you could do a paintbrush. Bet you a paintbrush would look great. Okay, that totally drowned out the pink, didn't it? Let's see what we get with a little bit of blue. It's definitely something, isn't it? Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of mop that stuff up with the back side. Eventually we'll get something we like, right? Or maybe not. Okay, now I'm gonna add a little bit of the purple. I've actually never used the purple yet, so yeah, we gotta open that. This purple, I did use another little purple for Emily's journal, but and they never make these things easy to get into, do they? So I usually take the fastest route possible, I guess. There we go. I think sometimes, too, if you're not letting your layers dry, like I haven't, it's going to get muddy here sooner rather than later. Yeah, I can tell it's starting to get muddy. Though I can say for this project, I don't really like it, I don't think. I mean, we'll see what it looks like dry. But I actually kind of do like it for a different project, maybe. Okay, and I hadn't opened the gold yet either, like the Mystic Sprays, right? Is that what they... Tarnished Brass is what this one is. See, and I think before I do this gold, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the pink over it again. Let's see if I can get that pink to come back out, because I don't know if you can tell, but the blue and the purple are kind of pulling that pink back up. So let me do one more pink layer here and see if we can lighten it up a little bit. And then, of course, we'll need to like set it aside. and let it dry thoroughly before we decide whether we like it and we'll use it on this one or not. I don't know. We will just have to see. All right, so and then this will be my finishing spray. Ooh, look at that. That's really... Okay. All right, I think that's it for this one. I don't know that it's going to hold too much more. And we'll have to work on the back later after this is dry. So, yeah, that's one. And I think, I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't know that I like it for this project. So let's do another one. Let me set that aside to dry. That one looks more fall to me than it does like spring. So again, we're just gonna play, and we're just gonna figure out what's what, I guess. All right, so let's try. I did like that a little bit better by putting the water on this first. I think that's probably, because I think that normally when I've done these, the paper was wet to begin with because they were crinkled. They were wet with coffee. I'm getting low on this vintage photo spray. Now I'm gonna let that sit for a second, and then I'm gonna take a paper towel and like kind of blot it off. Let's do a little more water. So that last one I used was Vintage Photo. This one's sugar spun, or spun sugar. I wonder, I know, I say that a lot, right? I wonder what would happen since we have the pink. Okay, so that's more of what I was thinking. Kind of little shades, right? And then I'm going to try the red and see if I can tone it down enough that it's not like in your face red. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? Like it just doesn't work well. Sorry guys, I so should have had these open before we even started, but oh, we want this. I guess too, one thing to keep in mind though is if you're making your papers this wet, make sure that you're not like pulling at them a whole lot. Ooh, that's a lot, but that's all right. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take that off really quick. Yep, better. That's better. That's more what I was thinking. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's try a little bit of green. And I promise I won't waste the paper towel or the Distress Oxide ink that I'm using. I promise it won't get wasted. Okay, that kind of lightens it back up. I kind of, if you remember the theme of the kits, it's called Chasing Rainbows, right? Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to create delicately. Yep. Okay, that's it, I think. I think that one is it. Okay. And then we will set that aside and let that one dry. And I'm not actually worried about the seams here because I am putting stuff on top of that area of the kit. So like basically, I'll try to be careful here. Oh, you know what? This is the cover. What was I thinking? All right, so I guess we're gonna have to go and do this side now, right? No time like the present. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this piece off here because I want the liquid to like ruin the plastic or the seal. All right, so what did we do? We did this. We wetted it down pretty good. We took Vintage Photo. We really worked it around. Let's work it out to these outer edges a little bit. Like I said, get rid of that sticky for me in the process here, right? Okay, take that one off. Okay, that one's a little darker, so let's see, we did the pink next, right? And we didn't have too much water with that one. So I think the pink kind of dulls it down a little bit, the Vintage Photo. Okay. Let that sit for a moment. Pull that up. Okay, then we did wet it down a lot again, right? And we put the red in. that set for a second. Don't remember how long I let the other one sit. It's been a few minutes, right? Okay. Okay. And then a little bit of green. Did we water it down quite a bit? I think we might have. Okay, and I think we let that one sit for a little bit. I don't know about you all, but I'm getting pretty pleased with these. I think this one has turned out how I wanted it to. What I had in my little brain. Yep. I like it. Okay. All right, look what we got here. All right, yep. I like that. Okay, now I don't want to pick up too much more of that color, so I'm going to set this one aside to dry as well. Where exactly, I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out, right? Okay. All right, now let's do, that one's really red. So let's try maybe more of a green or a blue. And this time I'm going to start with the actual side I want to be the cover, because it comes this way, and we'll make a little button here. Okay. So this is actually, oh, maybe I did do it right the other time. So this is the cover. Oh well. Like I said, I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so water. And let's see if we can make it brighter by not even using the vintage photo. I just used it because that's what I always use, you know? I think I use so much of this because I'm like a kid of the 80s and early 90s, like when we had hairspray, and the more Aquanet you used, the cooler you were type of thing, you know? And I'm just going to pull some of that color to the other side here. Obviously, you can see what I'm doing. Oh, and that green also is peeled paint. All right, let's try blue. And this one I'm not going to put water on because I think this one will be faint enough. We'll still let it set for a second. Or maybe I'll use a little water. I lied. It's not spreading quite how I like it. So we'll let that set for a second. Let's try the purple. let's try just a little bit of the red. See we get pulled in there. Because I don't want it to overpower like it did on the other one. So maybe red's the first one we need to do. I don't know. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. But I think that I'd like just a little bit more of the green to come up. Or maybe just a little bit of pink, maybe. Okay. Look like rainbows? Looks like rainbows to me. Oh. So I hope everybody is doing well and that you have the proper amount of toilet paper for your household. We actually, as you can tell from the very beginning of this video, we actually got lucky and scored some toilet paper. So yeah, I'm feeling like royalty at the moment. Not really, but you know. As many of you know, Paul works at the transportation part for Walmart. He drives a truck for them. And isn't that pretty? I can't wait to see what it looks like dry. Anyways, last Sunday, the Sam's Club in our area had employees only for just a little bit. Like you had to show, like he had to show his like name badge and all that jazz to be able to get in the door. So yeah, we were able to get in and get a little, I shouldn't say we, it was only like only he could go. Yeah, so he went in first thing last Sunday morning. And he actually got some paper towel too, so that's pretty awesome. So your girl here won't be seen in a grocery store for quite a while. Gas stations, I think. And I think I'm getting close to finishing up at the tax office this year. I'm not sure. We haven't quite decided what my role from now on is going to be, because most of the taxes are done. You know, this might be like messy, but it's at least fun, I think. I'm having a blast. I mean, I don't know if you guys are watching or not, but I think I'm going to put the red first this time. Let's see what we get. And again, I'm not going to let that red sit too long. Look at that. Isn't that glorious? I bet you that'll be stained for a couple of videos. Oh, that is pretty. You know what? I'm leaving it just like that. I love it just like that. All right, guys. I'm going to clean up my mess and let these guys dry, and then we will be back for another video where we work some more on these covers. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed it. So we will see you in the next video. All right, bye, guys.